Hey everybody, Sean Bukowski here, working at home today on Mondays. So it's a little more casual. Wanted to talk to you this week about some developments in the eviction moratorium world. The eviction moratoriums in general were to expire at the end of July, and now it's August, I think, 2nd today. So some of those have expired, some have not. And so wanted to just kind of give a quick update on that. And see where we're going, where we are, and where we're going to be going, and an order that the Governor Abbott gave that could help Texas landlords a little bit. If you recall, these moratorium were set back in last year, 2020, and there were really a whole lot of them. There's the federal one. There were for a while state ones. There's local ones. There's county ones. They're all over the place. And what they've, in different ways, they've had different ways they've done them, and you can read all about them in previous blog posts. But generally, what they've done is they've asked landlords to subsidize the renters, which we can argue about whether that is appropriate or whether that should be a government subsidy to renters. But they've effectively asked landlords to subsidize renters who can't afford to pay their rent. And for a while there was certainly made some sense. I work with a lot of landlords, and they were all sympathetic to people out of work, not being able to pay rent, etc. But it's not August of 2020 anymore. It's August of 2021. And really what set me off on this article was last, I think, Friday, Mayor Adler here in Austin tweeted about how great the economy is in Austin and how unemployment is so low, how it's the lowest in the state and tied for the lowest in the country. And if that's the case, why are we still requiring landlords to subsidize folks who allegedly can't afford to pay their rent? It doesn't make any sense. So the CDC, they had their moratorium. There was a nationwide moratorium. It did expire on July 31st, and there were some calls for them to extend it. As of right now, they have not extended that. Whether the legislature does some sort of eviction moratorium, I don't know. But as of right now, the CDC's moratorium has expired. The Texas Supreme Court on the state level has an eviction diversion program. If both the landlord and the tenant agree, then the parties can agree to go to sort of a negotiation, see if they can work out something out, see if they can find some funding for the resident who's in need. And that's a pretty good program, but both parties have to agree. And then finally, there's the local level, Austin level, where there's a few things we talk about. There's if you rent is lower than $24.75 and you're not 5 months behind, then you can't be evicted right now. That was extended to expire now, I think, the end of October. So basically, and there's also the 60-day notice of proposed eviction still valid in Austin. So basically, right now, unless you're 5 months behind on rent, a landlord generally cannot evict a tenant who for non-payment of rent. But, big but here, coming on Friday, Governor Abbott had an executive order that basically says all local rules that were enacted during COVID are now void, and we're going back to the original pre-COVID rules. Now, does that apply to all this eviction stuff? I would make the argument, and if I were in JP court, yeah, that's exactly what Governor Abbott's order does. It means we go back to the original eviction rules under the Texas statutes. Now, it's too soon to know if that's how the JP courts are going to interpret that, but that is certainly the way that I would make that argument. So we'll just have to wait and see if the governor's order from Friday will overrule some of the local eviction moratorium. Thanks a lot. Please subscribe to the blog and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Appreciate it.